Who do you think are the contenders to lead the Liberal Party? We've had the panel talk about Dan Tehan today. Obviously, Angus Taylor, Andrew Hastie, Susan Lee would be seen as contenders. Do you see all of them as contenders? Anyone else?
Yeah, look, this will be a matter for the Liberal Party to work through. And I think, obviously, losing Peter leaves a huge void. So that's something they'll work through their own internal process. And I think it's important that the environment's created for them to be able to do that. And I think there's obviously some hurt and there's some rawness, not only for them but for all of us, that they have to work through. And I don't think making comments and adding to commentary when people are raw will add to any value to that, but the Liberals will work through that process and they'll work through that swiftly once some of these polls are declared. The voting's still being counted as we speak, so
sure.
Obviously there's some close contests that are still going on.
Well, just finally, how much was Donald Trump a factor in this election?
Well, I think what, again, Anthony Albanese and the Labor team were able to do was to really tap into these issues and then paint Peter and destroy his character. They were smick. You've just got to say, when they found that niche, they actually opened it up, and they opened up that crack and really let the floodgates open. And I think there's a lesson in how they did politics. They did it a lot better than us, and you've got to acknowledge that. They're a slick machine, and all credit to their machine and their federal director as well. This is an emphatic win, we've got to admit that. But I think they used those types of pivot points very effectively in trying to paint Peter and his character, and effectively that made him unelectable in the eyes of the Australian people.
Just briefly, David Littleproud, I assume you're wanting to stay on as Nationals leader. Are you expecting any form of challenge?
Oh, well, look, I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'd love to continue on as the leader of the Nationals, but we have a cultural process to go through. All the positions open up, but I'm proud of the positions that we took over the last 3 years with the Voice, with nuclear, but also with divestiture, and to be able to come back when there's been carnage right across the electoral spectrum for the coalition. For us to stand here and say we're going to get everybody back and potentially put another one or two in, I think we've done a pretty good job. And I thought our campaign as Nationals has been very disciplined, and I thank all my team for that. But I don't take anything for granted. I'm humbled to be the leader of the Nationals forever how long that gift is bestowed on me by the party room.
David Littleproud, thanks so much for your time.